Yeah, so yesterday a man asked me a question that pushed in, and it just started. I started crying, right? And I think grief. Actually, I feel it coming right now. Oh, yeah, I didn't plan this one. And probably because mostly I don't want to talk about it. Like I know I need to talk about it, but I often don't want to talk about it. So 2020 January, my grandmother passed, and this is right before the pandemic. So she passes. My cousins are acting crazy. Like I'm trying to I'm the youngest grandson, so I'm really close to my grandmother. And I'm in pain, but I got to try and keep it together because there's all this paperwork and all these things and all this stuff to sign and blah, blah, blah. And like my cousins had a memorial service for my grandmother. My grandmother was cremated, and they didn't even check whether I was going to be available. I was out of town. Yeah, I feel that right now. So yeah. So I think January um, subconsciously brings back this grief, this kind of emptiness. Like my cousins were tripping; they were acting crazy. Like I don't even know where the urn is. I don't even know where. Like it was like such a, and I was so mad about it that I was like trying not to like act crazy like they were acting, and I'm trying to be a little bit more responsible. But I was hurt, but it was coming out. I wanted to, it wanted to come out as anger, but more than anything, I just wanted to cry about it. And so I think grief. Today's the 16th, so it's coming up. It's coming up, and so I think it's been like in the back waiting. Shanti, you can't talk about this stuff and then you don't do it. You don't practice it. I don't practice it. I'm talking about other stuff. But there's this thing that you're just not dealing with. Like it's in there waiting for you. You loved her. And you try to pretend like you couldn't display it because you didn't have people there who you could display it with. So you just tried to be the bigger man and be the tougher and to be the most calm head. And yet deep down, your heart was breaking. And so I think this year is probably the year where I know that I'm going to have to do some more work around it. I think last year I tried and just it didn't come to the surface. But I think this year is like saying, you got to do the work, right? You get like encourage people to not take off their masks if you're not going to be willing fully to do it as well, right? And I think those are the part of my work. So anyway, I think grief is enough to talk about right now, but that's the one that I feel is behind the math. Worry and grief, fear is also connected, but this one is the one that I think is asking me to give it some attention. And so this week, I need to give it some attention and not continue pretending like I'm not behind the scenes, just silently grieving.